Hello everybody, welcome to episode 57 of the Contest Round podcast. We're available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes and YouTube. Go and check us out, links in the descriptions. And I'm joined as always by Dan Frontline MCOC. You can find him on www.frontlinemcc.home.blog and as well on Twitter. Links are in the bio down below. Hey Dan, another week, another load of stuff.
Another week, an update week. Always a busy week. The usual new stuff, new content, new bugs. lots going on right now.
I like the way you said new bugs as well. And the funny thing,
well, a little bit of variety. The side quest did launch without a hitch, which was nice. Yes. But that login bug for people was very concerning.
Yeah, I'm still having questions now. I just checked on the Discord, and somebody who clearly does not watch Marvel Contest of Champions news and is in my Discord, which I think is just so... honestly,
you got to watch Marvel Contest of Champions news. You have your coffee, you figure out what's going on in the game. That's what it's there for.
It's out every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's a show collecting information from the community, from forums, from anything that's going down over the last 24 hours, so it's all relevant for that moment. So give it a watch. I'm not kind of like making up rubbish. It's all helpful stuff.
It is. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Keeps me informed all the time. So yeah, it's been an interesting update. There's some stuff I really like in this update. I have been smashing that autoplay button a lot.
And hand in hand with that restart.
I love autoplay.
It's like there's two things there: the autoplay and as well restart.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just that little kind of smidge of just efficiency, especially for those that do potion grinding. And I did like a sitting, and I was thinking to myself, okay, I want to do a little bit of potion grinding. I want to test out this thing, and it was just like it was so clean to just do Winter Soldier fight, boom, restart, and then it's like restart again. It just was very kind of like the process was very clean, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's great because I do like to 100% farm the first two levels of the event quest every month for the units. This just makes it so much easier to do that. You think it probably cuts down on 90% of the clicking, and you can kind of just like you set it on the path, let it go, and then you look up 5 minutes later, and it's like done. Do you want to replay? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And you kind of just get on with things, and it's great for when you're doing something else and you just kind of want to let the game run and farm some units, and it helps with my Frontline Junior account as well, where I can do that with normal and heroic as well as auto fight that, get some rewards and get some units, and really like that. I think the other big topic this week was certainly the side quest. Much simpler. Seems like the players decided to make it more complicated than it is.
Yeah.
With all these conversations, like, well, if I don't complete it, will it reset? And then am I giving up the objectives to get the path rewards? And we got down that rabbit hole, which was a little bit crazy.
Yeah, I've got another video which should have come out by now. It's a Saturday video. This one explores the idea of chance. Now, I have to set up... The problem is with these kind of videos is you've got to set up about 10 points before you can actually get into the video. So, in a nutshell, the kind of narrative is to go, is it possible to get like one fully formed 6-star from the event? But then I've got to go down through the rabbit hole of, as you say, you have to give up your objectives. You have to go 20 plus runs in to at least get yourself 8 more opportunities until the event ends, to then go, right, well, over those 8 times, you'll either get 1 or 2, hopefully 2, times 6-star shards on the lane. Is it possible? Well, I got 4 times tier 2 alpha, and I've seen people get, I think one person's definitely said to me they've got 2 times 6-star shards in one of the paths. So it is possible, but it's one of these things where, as I said, you're going to go 20 deep. You have to have 20 keys on you. You have to give up your objectives, which could mean a loss of tier 5 class catalyst. Is it possible? Yes, it is. But it's a case I don't want to say, go do it, go take the risk. However, though, Dan, I found people that are saying to me, Rich, I'm going to be taking a risk.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit mind blowing. It's like you're giving up a featured 5-star hero crystal. You're giving up that T5CC. Like for the complaints about this event being very RNG heavy, which I can understand that the path stuff is RNG. There's some big stuff in those objectives, and all you have to do is play the event, and you're guaranteed to get them.
Absolutely.
So it's like they finally gave us something easy, and it's like, all right, how can we break this? How can how can we make it harder than it is? And then like you said, you start getting these questions because people are trying to big brain this event, and you're just like, no, just don't do that. Just do all the fights.
Yeah. One thing I want to do is I'm going to be tracking my rewards. So I've got this spreadsheet, which if you're watching on YouTube,
a spreadsheet.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, and I'll just explain it to Dan and explain it to people that are listening in at home. It has all the relevant type of reward stuff. So it's got tier 2 alpha, the fragments, tier 1 alpha, and I've put on the top part and on the side column. And I may decide to change this up, but I like the way it's done. So top part, different columns are for the respective rewards and the volumes that are always going to be on the path, or the increments that are on the path. On the left-hand side, running is the run. So run 1 is 4 tier to 2,100 fragments. I got pretty lucky with that, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then there's other things like there was a 5-star signature stone crystal, 5-star shards 500 in value. So I'm doing 14 runs in. I'm going to make a video and say, look, this is what I've got so far from my runs. I think it's just one of these videos I want to make to go, hey, look, is this event going well? Is it a case that I'm happy with what I'm getting from it? Is it of value? Is it all those kind of question marks answered?
Yeah,
which I think is good. It's gonna be a nice video.
Now, have you settled on a 3-man team for the quest yet?
I think I found the most ideal team. Now, I put in my video on Thursday. I had a feeling around Crossbones, Falcon, and Doctor Doom.
Okay, yeah, we got Falcon and Doctor Doom have been on my team too.
Yeah, it's just ideal. Crossbones adds a new level of just amazement. Hashtag hero interaction. Most, if not all, of those champions are hashtag hero.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. The other, I'm probably going to put this into a video next week. I did one test and I wasn't happy with it. I've got some good footage so far, which I'm gonna keep for the video for next week. But Crossbones, the Furies, the shrugging off of like pretty much everything, because pretty much everything you're getting put on stuff like spry, weakness, fatigue, and stuff.
Right, lots of debuffs. Yeah,
lots of debuffs are being thrown on you, and a perfect one of the perfect, because there are multiple. One of the perfect champions is indeed Crossbones for that. Falcon as well, but and he has his kind of moments, but. And I have been doing it, but I think we're both agreed. Falcon and Doctor Doom are definitely the ones to go for.
Yeah, I think you always kind of want to have a mystic, especially a mystic with power control. Yeah, that just solves a lot of problems. Yeah, I'm still settling on my third. I've tried Captain Marvel movie, who I have at rank 3. I think she's pretty good. I might want to give Kingpin a run. Now that you're talking to me about all these debuffs, it's like, who could eat all these debuffs? It's like, ooh, Kingpin could. So I might give him a run tonight.
Absolutely.
Because I was able to figure out who the superior metal suited man was. So I am going to be able to run the quest tonight.
Yeah, I think funnily enough, I think if you search man, it comes up with
yes. You search man.
It's not Rich the Man, that's man.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, Trucos and Droid does and a bunch of other people are getting the dual targets out for people, but hopefully everyone was able to figure out this particular target.
Yeah, just as simple as man.
Simple as man.
Yeah, just we haven't put it on the list, but like as we've just about to be recorded, there's the announcement of Variant 7. Or back issue 7, so I think we'll just quickly divert and talk about that. I just want a lot of people are saying, and I know that take it don't take this too personally, because I know some people out there who are quite particular about this. I know people want more tier 2 alpha in these things, in these particular events, but there's rank up gems in them. Like
I mean there's 3 to 4, so that's what 12 tier 2 alpha.
Yeah.
And then there's a 4 to 5. What is that? 6.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of 18 tier 2 alpha that you can use for 5 stars. That's pretty great.
Yeah. And
so I always love rank up gems.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is a little bit better because Kabam have done these as a lot of them as generics. Not all of them. There are some that are kind of like not great. Yeah, maybe you could say that there's the 3 to 4 ones are 2017 champions. But with Kabam's improved buffing narrative, it will be a case you'll find something.
And
I guess,
I'm thinking Crossbones is probably getting one of those.
Oh God, yeah.
For me, you know. I mean, you think of champions like Howard the Duck and Crossbones and recent buffs. They tend to be the older champions that these gems apply to.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
5-star Awakening Gem Crystal, 25% T5CC Fragment Crystal for 100%. Always welcome.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be good.
And 4 million gold.
Yeah, can't go wrong with gold.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with gold. I think what's going to make this interesting is the combination of the hero restriction. Now you can bring villains and mercenaries, but they aren't going to function as well. But on top of that, there are dual class gates.
Yeah.
So chapter 1 is skill and tech. Chapter 2, mystic and mutant. Chapter 3, cosmic and science. There's a lot of Spider-Man bosses in this challenge. If you look at the original. So you're not going to have Venom to go to, and even with the class gates, like, okay, you can use Falcon for chapter 1 and if chapter 1, how are you going to counter the Spider-Man with the Mystic Mutant chapters? You're going to have to think about that.
That is going to be, I think this is going to be, good. I think I spotted out some good champions for this, and I'm looking forward to putting together content because you got.
I could see Emma Frost doing well in chapter 2.
Yeah.
She's got that passive evade counter.
Sorcerer Supreme with the pre-fight, or just like
right
mode. That's going to be a good option. I think there's going to be some really nice kind of. No, wrong one. I'm thinking of the wrong one. I was thinking to myself. I was going, Red Guardian and She-Hulk. No, that's for chapter 3, Richard. You don't jump in the gun there. I think there's going to be some really cool options. Players, I think, are going to come up with some really kind of like interesting things. I'm looking forward to this. This is a good opportunity for people to break out the Archangel.
Oh, Archangel. Yep, Archangel's going to wreck chapter 2 probably.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's going to be so many.
So yeah, you got some evade counters there.
Yeah.
So that should be good.
I'm just looking forward to kind of this simpler way of dealing with stuff, because before we had these kind of nodes going. We had with the villains one, it was like Overlord. There was the other one, multiple interactions. And you just kind of buy it and go, oh, right, okay. But this one, if this is just as simple as going, look, bring all your hashtag heroes to the party, and then it's a case of just checking out the interaction, that's going to be great. Also, kind of weird that Kabam used the terminology, with the British terminology for heroes, or the spelling for heroes. They first of all put it under global buffs. They put Pursuit of Justice. The damage by non-hashtag hero, and then put non-hashtag heroes. So they put the HEROES. That's how we spell it in Britain. I don't know if anybody do you spell it as heroes as HERO, as S, or
no? I think there's a second E in there.
Okay, maybe I got that wrong.
I think that's standard. I don't think that's one of those British American differences in the spelling.
No, hang on. I think I might have got that. Maybe a bad take by me there. I'm gonna have to I need to double check this now. I need to shut up. Hero in Britain. British spelt. I've probably only got this. Hero is still sometimes used to refer to not British heroes and heroines, but hero is now considered to be a gender. No, I think I've got that wrong. I think the way it's like heroes versus heroes. Oh, hang on. No, it's a grammar thing. No, I got it wrong. Bad take by me. Let's pretend it didn't happen. Let's move on.
All right. But we're excited.
Yeah.
We're excited about bringing our heroes into variant 7, Arachnid Action, which will be dropping on Wednesday.
I'm still surprised about it. I said to this that I'm surprised that there was so much. There seems to be, like, we've kind of got all the content in the first 2 weeks. Will that mean that we'll have something for the last 2 weeks of the month? Or is it just a case of going like, here's a load of content for the first 2 weeks. Now between, what is it, the 21st and 28th, there's not much else going on. Oh, it's a shorter month, isn't it?
It is. This is only a 4-week month.
Wow.
So it'll be we're through. So the update should be May 3rd should be the next update, and then May 5th would be the beginning of May's events. So yeah, so we're coming off that endless 5-week month.
Wow.
So now the 4-week month, we're like, oh, it's almost over. It's like 2 days in. Oh, wow. Man. So, we've got we had the side quest. We got variant 7 next week. We've got the updated Glory Store and Alliance Quest season 8.5, which is starting tomorrow or yesterday when you're able to listen to this.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that moving quicker without those link nodes. As I'm playing map 7. Are you playing map 7 or map 6 or a little bit of both?
6 at the moment. I'm 1 week away from joining my sister alliance, which is going to be more map orientated. So they do 6 and 7. But
nice.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it's just a case like the current main alliance is to kind of like grow within Alliance War season, and that's fine. I just feel like I want to spend a bit more time focusing on my alliance questing and other stuff.
Yeah. And big rewards in Alliance Quest, and the your glory is going to go a lot further with that huge reduction in the 5% Tier 5 class catalyst fragment.
Yeah, that's going to be a big position for me to go.
Yeah. So, buy extra T4B, T2A, whatever you need.
Yeah.
So, very good. I think the other big thing this week was the release of the Jabari Panther videos. What did you think of her, Rich?
I can't look at her. I really can't. She's just garish. No, I like there's certain images Kabam have used, and it's the one that you do the login screen one.
Yep.
It's just the eyes, and it's just the staring. It's just I'm looking at it now, and I'm just not transfixed, just going like, oh, yeah. Somebody pointed out on Twitter, it looked a bit like the Predator, and I'm getting that. I get that a lot. Yeah, to be serious, I like the champion. I like the rotations. It's okay.
Yeah, she's smooth.
Yeah,
fun to play. Some
good bleed damage that can be done. I think amazing for questing. I think quest clearing is going to be amazing. I think she'll be great for things like Act 7, Act 6, in certain doses. But I have tried in a few elements, and I just kind of think, well, that cleanse mechanic, as much as it being good, it's not brilliant. So it's not like I always get confused with like referring to it. You're not allowed to call it a you're not allowed to call it purify. You've got to call it a shrugger or shrugging effect. I don't know. Some people get very precious about how things are meant to be said nowadays. But the way that the champion can do a lot of damage, but if the enemy is not a bleeder, if it's bleed immune, bit problematic. Stunning, unable to stun, slightly problematic. But still, there's some good damage overall, and I think that she'll have a place in my roster if I was to pick her up. I just don't know if I don't know if I'd have room for her. The biggest problem we've got is we are going to come to a point in the next year where we're pushing past. I want to say like an estimate over 250 champions, which is when you think about when we were saying, oh yeah, there's over 150 in the game. We're now coming to a point where going like, okay, well, if you get to a certain area in the game and you're picking up loads of champions, it's like, well, it has certain elements of certain champions that do the same as others. So you go, okay, well, is that now in my roster? Am I having that? I've got a skill that does this. I mean, you've got like we're saying, Kingpin. Kingpin's a champion that shrugs off effects, shrugs off debuffs, but does it do the same damage as this? Does it do bleed? No. Well, maybe I could switch that out for that. That's just my conundrum, is going like, there's too many champions for too many things. It's a first world Marvel Contest of Champions problem to have.
It is. Yeah, it's one of those, why would I rank up the fourth best solution for this?
Yeah.
when I have solutions 1, 2, and 3 in my roster already. I do think she's a good champion, and especially as a progressing player, like if you pulled her as a 4-star and you're in Act 4, or a 5-star and you're just getting into Act 5, like she could do some work for you.
Yeah.
And I think the animations are cool. I like the spear because it's different than anything we've seen before. It's like she's got a little bit of guillotine, a little bit of Squirrel Girl in her, but more utility, which is nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I said. It's just about if I get her personally, is then finding out where she fits in my roster of grind. Especially because I picked up Crossbones, which does similar things to her, but not exactly. She does bleeds and shrugs off stuff, whereas Crossbones shrugs off stuff and gathers fury buffs, but is able to interact with #heroes, which gives him a bit more kind of that skill edge for me and what I'd want to use him for. Then you look at Jabari Panther, and again, it's same issues here. These new champions coming in, they do similar things, but they have their own kind of slight individualism. And it's then going like, okay, do I like the brawling nature of the Shrugger of Crossbones, or do I like and kind of fury building, or do I like the kind of the build rotation and bleed damage that I get from Jabari Panther? Because there may be situations going, okay, well, I'm going up against a node where the enemy champion is a bleed immune champion and is a #hero. I would take my Crossbones versus taking my Jabari Panther. So again, this just goes back to what I was saying, but yeah. Good champion but overall.
A good champion overall. It's
yeah.
Isn't it amazing how the narrative changed from week to week? Everyone's fine now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she's good. Okay.
Yeah, I still can't stand the look. The look just kind of just gives me the creeps, and I'm still at that point where I was last week, where I was just going like, I just don't know why they choose these designs over these designs, and it just kind of like, I get maybe again, like going back to the design side of things of last week, was maybe because of the way that they are following things, that with the Black Panther movie, if the narrative is very much on Shuri, then would they go, right, well, Shuri's going to take up the mantle of Black Panther in Black Panther 2. Should we put in a version of this into game? No, we'll wait till 2022 and make it all about putting in that version as opposed to ones that look similar from Marvel Realm. But
they probably wouldn't want to go with something that would be very close to the design that she might get in the movie if she does become the Black Panther.
Yeah, and I guess that's the kind of thing, is I understand what Kabam are trying to do with these crossover champion type things, or crossover champions from Marvel Realm to Marvel Contest. But again, that's a whole nother thing for another podcast. We discussed that last week, which I think we had a very good take on, the extent of the cross promotion, how maybe it hasn't gone so well and how it has. But I think it's one of these things that we can all agree on. We may not like the look of some of these Marvel Realm of champions, but once they're in game, they've got some good abilities behind them. At least we can say, if we get them, we can use them.
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the end of that chapter. I just think if there's anything else Marvel Contest of Champions related, I don't think it's been one of these weeks where there's been anything else apart from side quest stuff.
Yeah, I think we've covered it. I think we can get into episode 3. Falcon and Winter
3.
Soldier. So so spoilers are incoming. So go watch Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 3 before listening any further.
Yeah, we do try and make sure we cover things a week later because it is going to be, important, so you all don't feel like spoilt in any kind of way. So that's the reason we do an episode late.
Yep. So it was the Falcon and Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Zemo road trip to Madripoor, which was very, very cool. And certainly someone who read a lot of X-Men in the comics. The X-Men comics. This was very exciting to see Madripoor on screen in the MCU because it's a place that is very connected to the X-Men and particularly Wolverine's history.
Yeah.
So that they could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
But once again, it's like it feels like a little bit of an X-Men tease, which was cool.
Yeah, especially when we got we got some real. It just feels weird. So for me, it was like, I don't know. I felt like we were in some kind of East Asian country with a lot of kind of cutting edge swagger, class. Like it felt like we were in Singapore or something like.
I think it's a little bit. Yeah, it's supposed to be some island in Asia. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but like a mob run.
Yeah.
Island.
It's just like, it's cool to see as well the down in this episode, and what you'll see in continuous episodes is the change in John Walker.
Oh yeah, big time change in John Walker. Yep.
And you kind of like get this feeling of like, where's Zemo? Like we can 100% trust Zemo, but it's one of these things.
No, we cannot.
But
we can trust Zemo to entertain us.
I tell you what, I am just literally, I'm entertained by everything. I watched episode 4, and obviously we'll be talking about that in this episode, but it's just everything he does, like his mannerisms of what he's up to. It just makes me laugh, but I don't know why it makes me laugh. I don't know if it's the dance within this episode, but it's like his stuff, his mannerisms, because we have this character that's within Civil War, which was very mysterious as to like, well, what was he up to? What was his reason for doing? And his reasons, obviously, we know his reasons for doing what he did. But he's very cold and calculated, and was focused on.
He's not a big emotion guy. He's not yelling and screaming orders at anybody. It's very calculating, but also aloof.
Yes.
At the same time, like it's. I mean, you saw we were all screaming for the Zemo cut. Of the dance. I mean, how did that finger twirl get cut?
I know that
was. I mean, I know like we were all excited because the little dance and the fist bump or whatever. But that twirl, when he's just like going through the motion of these dance moves, and it's the best thing ever. It's fantastic.
There's a little clap.
I loved
at
it
the end.
so much. Yes, the clap is. It's so weird. It's just so weird. It's great. But yeah, I mean, Zemo, we're kind of seeing, he gets a lot done in this episode when you consider he's in jail at the start of the episode, and then he's flying Sam and Bucky around in his private jet, taking them to Madripoor, taking out this scientist who recreated the super hero serum, which I think was, that was, you kind of get lulled into this like false sense of security with the guy, right? And then it's like, oh yeah, like he's just gonna murder this dude because it fits his agenda. Yeah, like when he just talks about, he's just talking about like wiping out superheroes is his life's work, so this guy's got to go basically.
I love the little kind of like touches and reverting back to what has happened since the blip, and kind of every time like it's good
global repatriation council and all that.
Yeah, like how the person creating the super soldier, who was kind of, he was working on it, and then it blipped, and then he came back 5 years later to find that his project I think it was all been cancelled. So then he went and kind of worked underneath the power broker. So all of those kind of like little bits, but mainly kind of talking about there's cause and effect for stuff. What has happened since the blip? Were we better off without with the blip? Lots of these little things I like a lot.
Yeah, I'm very curious about like what was life like during the blip, because we really haven't seen that. We've heard hints about it. We've seen people get blipped. We've seen people like Monica come back.
Yeah.
But we don't really know what happened during the blip for a lot of these people, and it seems like a very different world. And again, as you get these like COVID callbacks, and it's like, okay, like, you know, as everyone talks about, like, let's get back to normal. It seems like in the MCU world, it's like, okay, everyone's back, so put it all back together, everything back to normal. And some people like, well, we kind of liked the normal that was during the blip.
Yeah.
So, and that's, of course, you get your flag smashers and all that. I mean, they, of course, took a turn during this episode as well.
Yeah, she killed a guy.
Yeah, I mean, she blew up the building with people in it, which you could tell was not what her followers expected.
Yeah.
So, there's definitely could be some conflict there. Very interested to catch up with Sharon Carter. She still kicks butt, but she's definitely bitter about how everything went down post Civil War. Like, she was not dealt the greatest hand there, and she's basically had to carve out this living for herself in Madripoor, so that she doesn't get extradited.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying I'm annoyed for her, because you kind of think, well, she's been, a lot of them kind of feel like a lot of these characters feel like they're helpless to kind of what is the after effects of Steve Rogers not being there, from like the world in tatters, and just the way that Sharon's, even like the emotion with like, I can't go back to see my family. I've not been able to see my family since that must be 8 years? Is it 8 years?
Something like that, yeah.
9 years. God.
How does Sharon Carter get put into exile in Madripoor, and Scott Lang gets like 2 years of house arrest?
Yeah. He was let out on good Ant-Man behavior.
He was let out on good Ant-Man behavior, but he also like wrecked an airport.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So, I mean, I don't know. What did Sharon just, Sharon what? Fed a little info to Cap?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Poor Sharon. Sharon's really been dealt like the terrible hand here.
She, I mean, definitely. And, it's just great how annoyed Bucky is with everything.
Oh,
like, she's just needling him.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, she's terrible now.
I think it's great.
So great.
It's deadpan humor as well, which I think is really good with dealing with situations, and that's the thing, because I guess that's the he is being programmed to be the way he is. He kind of like encapsulates, like, because maybe some people would think that the acting style is very much kind of like, he's not providing any kind of life to this, but essentially he has had his mind like altered, wiped kind of countless times. So he is literally just a husk of a man, as a shell of a man, and it's just a case of like, what are we doing? Let's go. I need to eat. Let's consume food. I'm done consuming food. What do we do next? And then anything is just like, it's like, you are frustrating me or annoying me. Slap. It's kind of like if somebody grabbed the Hulk's kind of psyche, or kind of like him as just like a brute who just kind of goes, me do this, me done. It's kind of like cavemanish, really, in kind of brutish interaction. But we do get something. Is it right at the end? I can't remember. Is it right at the end of episode 2 or 3?
It's the Wakanda reveal.
Yes, that's it. End of episode 3.
That's episode 3. Man, they know how to get you excited for the next episode, don't they?
Oh, it's just when they do that little kind of the little music. So
that character, her name is Ayo. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now she's been in a couple of the movies before. She's a character we've seen before. Not a ton of screen time, but this is a great example of everything being connected, right? Like we hadn't really thought about it. We're all excited, like, oh, Zemo's back, he's a great villain, he's so entertaining. But let's not forget, and the Wakandans certainly haven't forgotten that he took out King T'Chaka at the United Nations. They have not forgot about that. And they probably aren't too happy about Zemo being out of jail.
Yeah, I think that the way that this is done to kind of do cause and effect, and that's good.
I like that. Then not dropping the line, and I'm very interested. Has she had a lot of interactions with Bucky based on his time in Wakanda? Like, how well do they know each other?
Not gonna talk any more about that. But
okay, all right,
that's something for another episode.
All right.
I just think this is good. It would be. I don't know if we would find out. I probably won't find out in a TV series what's going on in Wakanda, because that will be the other thing. Like at the end of this show, if there is any further continuation with, if they do end up getting Zemo and they end up trying to bring him back to Wakanda to, I don't know, stand trial, exact punishment, then we will get to see what has happened. Or will this be the kind of I don't know, nod of the hat to kind of Chadwick Boseman for his time as Black Panther, or at least maybe close the book to open up a new chapter for the likes of Shuri? I don't know. I just think it's kind of unusual, kind of good to have a Wakandan story interweaved into this, which is Bucky's as well. Yeah,
exactly. It's like you can forget how connected these things all are.
Absolutely.
So and then it's like, oh yeah, like this makes a lot of sense. They, the Wakandans and their intelligence network, they're not going to go too long without knowing that Zemo's out of jail.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
So yeah, I really like that, and just sort of how, like, Bucky starts acting fishy. It's like, oh, like, yeah, just give me a minute. And then he starts picking up those balls there, and just I was wondering when you were going to show up. Like, okay, all right, he knew what to expect. So, yeah, all in all, really interesting episode. I think you had just hinted on at the top the turn of John Walker, very quickly being corrupted by the power. The "Do you know who I am?" which is something Steve Rogers never would have said. Just goes to prove why Erskine wanted Steve in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That John is not that guy. So we have a lot to resolve in 3 episodes. I'm very excited to watch episode 4 later tonight.
God, we had this. We said at this moment where we said at the weekend, or last time we spoke, was just like, can you believe that this series is nearly over and we literally have only just started? It feels like, and like 40 minutes per episode just goes so quickly. So quick,
yeah. There's so much so much goodness to take in, but it's. They're doing a great job with these Marvel shows, and we should. It's not in the notes, but we should talk about the Loki trailer.
Oh,
because
God,
that was very exciting to see Loki and these. He's dealing with, I don't know, is it a time broker or like these people that deal with like the time variances that he's caused? It looks very interesting what like the Loki and Owen Wilson's character are going to be doing.
Yeah, there was even a moment where I think there was like they were looking at a timeline. I can't remember. I know it was in the most recent trailer, and it had like little branches off. And I don't know if he's explaining like maybe he goes back or goes to see other Lokis other Loki variants, and kind of like has to, I don't know, kill them off or something, or kind of reset them back or something.
It seems a little bit like the Exiles comic series, where a certain reality will be in jeopardy of some sort of cataclysm, and this team of reality hoppers will be sent in to correct whatever's wrong in that reality. It seems like Loki might have something like that on his plate for the series, but
the weird thing is that there's different things of like, there's him as like a what is it, like a politician of some kind. There's also a lady Loki, which is being it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer. And there's an interaction. So whether or not there's something I really don't know. There's so much going on and so much to deep dive. It's hard to kind of go, this story narrative, it's this comic book story narrative, it's this.
Yeah, it's kind of like Loki in Quantum Leap.
Yeah, exactly that, yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I love the back and forth. Like just the lines, like, you stabbed like 50 people in the back. Well, I won't do it again. It's like you just remember, like, especially before Thor Ragnarok, like Tom Hiddleston was the best part of those movies.
Yeah.
Like every time he's on screen, he's the best thing on the screen.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if Tom Hiddleston has done or was doing on set his Owen Wilson impression to Owen Wilson, because he is well known.
Amazing. He does a lot of impressions.
Yeah, it's just like if he just kind of goes up to him and goes like, "Hey, Owen, wow, it's good to see you." It just imagine if that just like, wow.
Yeah, he just starts mocking him in the middle of the interrogation scenes.
Like he's there going, "Wow," and he just goes back, "Wow." This is in this kind of very kind of Loki mannerism. That would be quite a thing to behold, because Owen Wilson's not doing like a kind of like an act. It's like Owen Wilson is delivering Owen Wilson, but it's kind of as a somewhat authority figure with a bit of sarcasm, I feel. But
it's sort of like Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster. You're still getting the full Goldblum there.
Yeah. Hey. We must do that. Oh, yeah. He. I love Jeff Goldblum. If anybody gets a chance, watch the Disney series with Disney Plus series where he's kind of explaining things. It's absolutely amazing for his kind of like weird waves where he's just waving at people randomly as he's mid-conversation. It's the best thing ever. I laugh so much.
He is a treasure.
He is. I'm so glad to hear
he is a treasure.
He might be back as the Grandmaster in the Thor: Love and Thunder films.
I hope so. More Goldblum.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I mean, other than that, I mean, we can touch on Realm, but you released your We're on a Break video.
Yeah.
I haven't been playing too much. I think we're both kind of sitting around waiting for 3.0 and hopefully the Thor release, but there's not much to talk about, really positive or negative. It's all been we've hashed it all out at this point.
Yeah. I don't know really what to say about Realm, really. I'm not going to say it's on its last legs, but the biggest problem is it's just new champions. Kabam can't commit apparently to a one champion a month at least narrative for it, and I understand that usually comes with like their ability to kind of do this. I think they said their development time for one particular champion based on several different things as a MOBA game is 4 months, 3 or 4 months. So that's troubling. Things, because the biggest issue with the game is kind of capitalizing on hype, and I just don't think that they've done well enough to put in the stuff. If they're saying 3.0 is the narrative of where the game starts, then that should have been in December 2020. If you want to get players in, you want to get them excited from the various different things to do, is start there. I don't think that the game is going to increase in popularity, and that's just a personal take I have on this. I've seen since December it have a very steep rise and a very steep fall, more so than any other mobile game. And I think there will be some games this year that will test that theory out. Some are different, like Seven Deadly Sins has a massive fandom behind it, and if you've got a massive fandom already there, then you'll go for it. Is it a case that people wanted a Marvel MOBA game that's not Marvel Super War? Yeah, of course, like maybe this would have been the game for that. But there were some elements to it that obviously didn't click with players to continue playing. And that's why I was seeing great numbers with videos in December, and it just shot down massively. Like, yeah, I am super surprised with the massive dip. It was a huge dip. I've not seen it quite so much with new games. But I think it's one of these things where we'll try and be optimistic as possible, see where 3.0 is, see where this Thor is. And one thing that I would say is kind of weird is why it wasn't a Thor version put into game to be the secondary champion, one of the secondary champions this month in Marvel Contest of Champions, have a big push to say, hey, 3.0 is out, you can play Thor, this version here, whatever it would be, Stormbreaker Thor, Yamborn Thor, a different version of Thor, over on Realm, go play there now, you would, and a good event behind it, and you would hype it. Instead, we had an Asgardian event last month, so I just don't get Kabam's marketing over this.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what's interesting when you talk about marketing is I have been getting a ton of contest ads on Facebook lately. Like in the last week, they have been making a big push to advertise contests, which
is really good. Like, I'm surprised how many people are still picking up contests, because contest is a great game. We have issues here or there and stuff. I'm not going to say that contest is perfect, but it definitely is the case that it's gone a lot better. A lot of the quality of life improvements, like the restart button, the autoplay button, these are small little things, but they've been added into the game. It's massive thumbs up from the player base. And when there's something good, I will make a video and I will kind of say like, hey, well done. This is good. This is what players want to see, especially with a lot of the quality of life improvements that they did promise for 2021. We've got these hashtag now, so we can sort by hashtag for certain things like heroes, etc. So that's good. But then you look at the other games and you look at Realm and kind of look at the extent of like the rate, the pace in which to get stuff done is not there. I mean, they've there's certain things like sharding, a shard-based system, which took was it like I think it was 2 months to be put into the game, which kind of like is like going, oh well, that's great. Also, the extra inventory slots. There's still a premium narrative to that, and it's the case it's more expensive to kind of grab 5 additional slots, because you have to like grab it for each individual item, which then kind of makes you go, oh well, that's expensive.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Expensive, but also like, why would you spend? What is it for?
Yeah, true.
That is something we both talked about. It's like, okay, like and part of it's just because it's a new game, but you compare it with contest and it's like, okay, like I know why I would buy the sigil or the unit card, or like what my strategy is. Like, am I buying Cav crystals? Am I saving up for 4th of July? Like, we kind of know what the lay of the land is here now. So if you want to spend some money, you kind of know like what to target.
Yeah, that's true. Right, I think that's good. That's been the show. There's been a lot of stuff covered, whether it's contest, whether or not it's Loki trailer, or whether or not it's been Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 3. Do bear in mind, we'll be doing episode 4 next week. Dan, what are you up to next week as well? What content have you ironed up or producing?
Next week, I think I'm going to... I have to do my final chapter of my Act 7.1 guide. And I think I'm going to be playing a lot of Variant 6 next week, because I'm getting into that finally. Did the first quest last weekend, so probably going to try to get that done in the next month or so, and get into Variant 7 as well. Okay, yeah. I think that's going to be what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out, I think, 1 or 2 more videos about this month's event stuff. Maybe actually... I think it's 3 videos, and then it's a case of going to do some variant content, whether or not it's kind of preparation and stuff. Variant 7 cheat sheet, maybe kind of like I don't know, a boss guide thing. There's lots of stuff to kind of cover with that. Definitely going to be busy for the remainder of the month doing content, so hopefully I can get some time to chill out and do some other stuff. But hey, it is what it is. That has been the week. Make sure to catch Dan in the link in the description, and as well myself, and we'll be back next week for episode 58. Thanks everybody for watching and listening, and see you all soon. Bye bye.